Welcome back to Anonymous Lens. Today, we bring you the third part of the harrowing account from inside the Church of Scientology's Pacific Area Command, also known as PAC, and Rehabilitation Project Force, also known as the RPF. This testimony continues to shed light on the conditions and experiences faced by members within this secretive organization. In this installment, we delve deeper into the personal struggles and injustices endured by those confined within the PAC RPF. This is letter number 3 from the series of 13 letters that were part of the FBI investigation, ID number 50 LA254214 letters 4. The FBI investigation against the Church of Scientology in 2009 was for civil rights and human trafficking. This letter is narrated exactly how it was written. If you haven't watched the video for letter number 1 and 2, please make sure to watch, it will make better sense. Let's dive in. This is letter number 3. I'm not sure what reaction I'm creating out there, and if this stuff is really making any difference on anybody, or if this is even making it onto the internet. I will, however, take advantage of this weak link in the security system for as long as I can, to let everybody know what it's like here in the RPF, Rehabilitation Project Force. Isn't it terrible to have an enemy in your own camp? Let's see how long it will take OSA, CMO, Income, and PAC, Pacific Area Command, Security, to figure out who is my friend, helping me to get this data out to the world. For those who don't know what these abbreviations stand for, I will explain briefly. OSA is Office of Special Affairs. Their INT or International Headquarters are located on 6331 Hollywood Boulevard, on one of the top floors. This is the police branch of Scientology who are frantically trying to stop the real facts that should be known about what is happening in Scientology. Ironically, a lot of OSA staff have been showing up in the RPF lately. CMO is Commodore's Messengers organization, usually teenage SOC organization members that are pretending to have the power of L. Ron Hubbard, and are policing and ordering around the organizations to comply with orders, do investigations, and get rid of those who are dangerous to the expansion of Scientology. Income stands for International Network of Computer Organized Management. Maybe you didn't know this, but their headquarters are right next to the RPF. Their main entrance is around the corner on Fountain Avenue. The two low buildings on each side of the long stairs leading up to the old entrance of the hospital has the main computer bank for Scientology internationally. This is the heart of the computer banks that are tracking and controlling all programs and orders internationally. It's very sophisticated and advanced. I can tell you more about this later, but what happens when a report is written about a situation or on a specific person, the document is scanned into this databank. This is being done on every continent on the planet, then the management sitting in Hollywood can pull up any of these documents on their screens and find out data about any person, their post, what we call their duty and job, or any non-compliance to orders. This databank is tracking all this information and creating floods of ethics chits on everyone. I wanted to tell you what happens when you enter the PAC base. You are on the candid camera. I'm sure you have noticed that there are cameras in the area, but do you really know how many there are? Hundreds. They are in the canteen, on L. Ron Hubbard Way, on the rooftops, posted all along the street, by the parking structure. They're inside the Aula, Advanced Organization of Los Angeles building, in the ASHO, American St. Hill Organization building, on every floor that has any important reason to be watched. Also in the basement in every hallway where we are working. This is because all the folders that are confidential from auditing, or that have OT information in them, have to be watched by PAC security. Look a bit closer on the base, you find thin poles about 8 feet high that bend down and have a black bulb. It looks like some kind of nice lamp that would turn on at night, but what is really in there is a camera. These cameras are scanning back and forth all the time, and are monitored by security, which is located at the entrance on Catalina Street. They are next to the horseshoe, the old moon-shaped driveway. This was the emergency entrance when it was a hospital in the old days. Behind these walls you have the security chief, and his fellows sitting around the clock in shifts watching about 100 TV monitors. On the ground, there are security guards on bicycles driving around with walkie-talkies who are dispatched by Central if some intruder or suspected person shows up. This is how you are being detected, if you show up around the big blue building. The eye in the sky is watching you all the time. I'm sure they have it all hooked up to a video camera and keep tapes rolling 24/7, and put them on file. Walk up to one of those black bulbs and smile, because you know that a security guard is sitting there watching you. I mentioned a few times that this was a hospital. Just for the record, this was the Old Cedars of Lebanon Hospital, aka the Jewish Hospital. It was built around 1929, and in the mid-70s, the story is that L. Ron Hubbard bought this hospital. It was trashed and a mess, and we have been working on getting it fixed up and renovated since it was bought. Many RPF members have been through their programs there to get the building renovated and upgraded. I could write a book about horror stories of the RPF members working in the basement. One specific area is called Rat's Alley. It speaks for itself. Members that for one reason or another had to be punished were thrown into this small space, with rats all over the place, rotting and eating each other, along with thousands of cockroaches, to clean it up. This was done so one would get one's confront up. I'm glad this was finally fully cleaned up, so I didn't have to face this nightmare. In an earthquake some years ago, the main building was severely damaged, and construction work had to get done. The building is like a huge V, with a base on it. The base of the main building has sheer walls now put in, with concrete from the bottom to the top. Also the east wing towards Allah, but the other side is yet to be done. The top of the building that has been under renovation for years is undergoing construction for the same reason. Lots of concrete has been taken out, with fear that it would break off and fall down in another earthquake. I believe that it remains looking so shabby, because there is not enough money to get it fixed. There are some plans being worked on right now to get the building utilized for the public. One big project is to relocate the many overflowing folder tanks in the basement. The PC folders, pre-clear folder, meaning the continuous documentation of the confessionals of a person. These folders are legal-size manila folders, about 2 to 3 inches thick. Every PC can have anything from a few folders to over 100, depending how much auditing they have paid for, or second checks they have gotten. There are around 500,000 folders in the basement, and another 500,000 folders at the bottom of the parking structure building. The overall plans for the future is to get a warehouse close to the base and get all these folders moved. The basement can then be used for something else, maybe keeping the ever-growing RPF down there? Right now some of the RPFers are very busy working on getting all the folders fixed up and the covers replaced. This is ordered by RTC, and certain goals and targets have to be met and complied to. There are expansion plans of turning the main building into accommodations for the public coming to the base. Where they plan to put the crew, I have no idea. Well, that's the expansion speculations, but it doesn't seem to move very much. The RPF used to have tons of work to do, but now we are mainly being kept busy doing renovations inside the building, so we can't be seen. Did you know that the entire complex was stained blue by RPF members? Yes, we did all that work, with many dangers, dangling off the walls in ice-cold wet weather, or sweating in the hot summer weather. Well, got to go now, running out of time. Need to get this information off to my friends so it can get out to you as fast as possible. Talk to you later. The RPF Insider. This was letter number 3. Stay tuned for our next video, where we dive into letter number 4 from the RPF Insider. In this forthcoming account, we'll uncover more about the inner workings of the Rehabilitation Project Force, and the relentless efforts of those within, to communicate their experiences to the outside world. Prepare for more revelations and insights that continue to expose the true nature of life inside the Church of Scientology's most secretive programs. Until then, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay vigilant. This is Anonymous Lens, bringing you the hidden truths, one letter at a time. See you next time.